Hey there, eh? Canada's known for being super nice, right? Like, sorry for saying sorry, so much nice. Part of that is opening our doors to refugees. We've got this program, see, where everyday folks can sponsor refugees to come to Canada. It's called Private Refugee Sponsorship, and it's been a big deal for decades. But here's the thing. Canada hit the pause button on new applications until 2026. Yeah, I know, right? Not very Canada of us. But before you grab your pitchforks and maple syrup torches, let's break down what's going on. Promise, it's not as simple as us suddenly turning into hosers with hearts of cold poutine. The Private Refugee Sponsorship Program has helped thousands find new homes and start fresh. The pause is to improve the system, making it more efficient and effective for the future. First up, the backlog. It's a massive issue that's been growing for years. Imagine a line for Tim Hortons that stretches from coast to coast. Now picture that line being made up of people waiting for their refugee applications to be processed. That's what the refugee application pile looks like right now. It's not just a stack of papers, it's a mountain, and it's growing every day. We're talking thousands of people stuck in limbo, waiting for their shot at a new life. These are real people with real stories, hopes, and dreams, all caught in a bureaucratic nightmare. Pausing new applications gives the government some breathing room to tackle this backlog and get things moving faster. Second, even Canada's got limits. Our resources, both human and financial, are not infinite. Our immigration system is like that one friend who always says, "Sure, one more beer," and then passes out on the couch. We want to help everyone, but we need to make sure we can actually handle the folks we've already invited over. We want to help, but we need to make sure we can actually handle the folks we've already invited over. It's about being responsible and ensuring that those who are already here get the support they need. Third, remember those crises in Afghanistan and Ukraine? These situations have added an extra layer of complexity to our immigration system. Yeah, those are still happening. The world hasn't paused, and neither have the crises that forced people to flee their homes. Canada's been stepping up to help evacuate and resettle folks from those war zones. It's a massive effort that requires a lot of resources and coordination. Pausing the private program lets the government focus on these urgent situations. It's about prioritizing and making sure that we can provide the best possible support to those who need it most right now. It's not just about the government either. Communities across Canada are stepping up to help, showing incredible generosity and support. The goal is to create a system that works efficiently and fairly for everyone involved. By hitting pause now, we're setting ourselves up for a more sustainable and effective immigration process in the future. So, while it might seem like a step back, it's actually a strategic move to ensure that Canada remains a welcoming place for those seeking refuge and a better life. In the end, it's about balance. Balancing our desire to help with our capacity to do so effectively. And that's why Canada hit pause. Okay, so pausing the program makes sense on paper, but what about the real-world impact? Let's dive deeper into the ripple effects of this decision. For refugees, it means some folks who were hoping to come to Canada might be stuck in dangerous situations for longer. The emotional and psychological toll is immense. For potential sponsors, it's a punch to the gut. They've invested time, money, and emotional energy into this cause. These are good people who've opened their hearts and homes, ready to welcome refugees. Now they're left wondering what to do with all that compassion. And Canada's reputation? Well, it's taken a bit of a hit. Internationally, we're known for our welcoming nature. This pause has made some question our commitment to those values. So, what's the plan, eh? With the current situation, many are wondering what steps the government will take next. It's a question on everyone's mind, especially those directly affected by the changes. The government says they're going to use this time to clear the backlog, beef up the system, and find better ways to help refugees. By focusing on these improvements, they aim to create a more streamlined and effective process for everyone involved. Think of it like renovating your basement. Gotta rip everything out before you can make it awesome, right? It's a messy and time-consuming process, but the end result is worth it. The same goes for the refugee system. In the meantime, communities can come together to support one another. Whether it's volunteering at local organizations or simply staying informed, every little bit helps. If you're already sponsoring a refugee, keep being awesome. Your support is invaluable. and it makes a world of difference to those who are starting a new life in Canada. This pause might sting a bit, but it doesn't mean Canada's gone cold. It's a temporary measure aimed at creating a better future for everyone. The spirit of compassion and hospitality that Canada is known for remains strong. Before we wrap up, let's dive deeper into the history of Canada's refugee sponsorship program. How did it all start? What were the key milestones? And how has it evolved over the years? This chapter will provide a comprehensive overview of the program's journey. GAP 1S, Canada's commitment to helping those in need, dates back to the 1970s. It was during this time that the country first opened its doors to refugees on a larger scale, particularly those fleeing the Vietnam War. This marked the beginning of Canada's private sponsorship program, allowing ordinary citizens to play an active role in resettling refugees. GAP 1S. One of the key milestones came in 1979, when Canada launched the Operation Lifeline initiative. This grassroots movement saw Canadians from all walks of life come together to sponsor Vietnamese boat people, showcasing the nation's spirit of compassion and solidarity. The success of this initiative laid the foundation for future refugee sponsorship efforts. GAP 1S. Fast forward to the 1980s and 1990s, and Canada's refugee sponsorship program continued to evolve. The country welcomed refugees from various global crises, including those from the Balkans, Central America, and Africa. Each wave of newcomers brought unique challenges and opportunities, shaping the program's development and resilience. GAP 1S. In recent years, Canada's refugee sponsorship program has once again taken center stage on the global stage. The Syrian refugee crisis in the 2010s saw an outpouring of support from Canadians, with thousands of individuals and groups stepping up to sponsor refugees. This period highlighted the program's ability to adapt and respond to contemporary challenges. GAP 1S. Today, the program continues to evolve, guided by lessons learned from the past. The government's current pause is a reflection of this ongoing commitment to improvement. By addressing inefficiencies and enhancing the system, Canada aims to build a more effective and compassionate refugee sponsorship program for the future. GAP 1S. The journey of Canada's refugee sponsorship program is a testament to the power of community and the enduring spirit of generosity. It's a story of resilience, compassion, and the belief that everyone deserves a chance at a better life. As we look ahead, it's clear that this program will continue to play a vital role in shaping Canada's identity as a welcoming and inclusive nation. GAP 1S. So there you have it, folks. A journey through time, highlighting the key moments and milestones that have defined Canada's refugee sponsorship program. As we move forward, let's carry the lessons of the past with us and continue to support and uplift those in need. Together, we can build a brighter future for everyone. GAP 2S. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more updates on this important topic. Until next time, keep being awesome. Now let's hear from some of the people directly affected by this pause. We'll include interviews with refugees who were in the process of being sponsored, as well as the sponsors themselves. Their stories will shed light on the human side of this policy change. GAP 1S. Cut to a faceless animated portrayal of a refugee speaking with subtitles. Refugee 1. I was just days away from reuniting with my family. When I heard about the pause, my world came crashing down. We had hope, and now it feels like we're back to square one. GAP 1S. Cut to another animated portrayal of a refugee with subtitles. Refugee 2. The uncertainty is the hardest part. We fled our home for safety, and Canada was our beacon of hope. Now we're stuck in limbo, not knowing what the future holds. GAP 1S. Cut to an animated portrayal of a sponsor with subtitles. Sponsor 1. We had prepared everything to welcome our sponsored family. The pause has left us heartbroken. We understand the need for improvement, but it's difficult knowing that people are suffering while they wait. GAP 1S. Cut to another sponsor with subtitles. Sponsor 2. This program isn't just about bringing refugees to Canada. It's about building a community and offering a fresh start. The pause has made us realize how fragile and precious this process is. GAP 1S. These voices offer a glimpse into the emotional and human impact of Canada's decision to pause its refugee sponsorship program. While the government's intentions are to create a more efficient and effective system, the current reality is marked by uncertainty and heartache for many. Gap 1S. As we continue to navigate this period of transition, it's crucial to remember the faces and stories behind the statistics. Each pause, each delay, affects real lives and real dreams. Gap 1S. In the end, the goal remains the same: to build a better, more compassionate system that truly lives up to Canada's legacy of generosity and inclusivity. Gap 2S. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more updates on this important topic. Until next time, keep being awesome. In this chapter, we'll explore the global context. How does Canada's approach to refugee sponsorship compare to other countries? What can we learn from their experiences? This will provide a broader perspective on the issue. Gap 1S. Cut to a world map with animated lines connecting different countries. Let's start with Germany, a country that has opened its doors to a significant number of refugees in recent years. Germany's approach has been largely government-driven, with a focus on integrating refugees into the workforce and society. This model has its strengths, but also challenges, particularly in terms of social integration and public sentiment. Gap 1S. Cut to animated portrayal of Germany's refugee program. Next, we look at Australia, which has a mixed approach of government and community sponsorship. Australia has faced criticism for its offshore detention centers, but its community sponsorship program has been praised for allowing everyday citizens to play a direct role in resettling refugees. Gap 1S. Cut to animated portrayal of Australia's refugee program. Then, there's the United States, where the refugee resettlement process is primarily managed by non-profit organizations in partnership with the government. The U.S. has a long history of resettling refugees, but recent policy changes have significantly reduced the number of admissions, creating a backlog and long waiting times. Gap 1S. Cut to animated portrayal of the United States refugee program. Finally, we turn our attention to the United Kingdom, which has recently launched a community sponsorship scheme similar to Canada's. This program empowers local communities to support and resettle refugees, fostering a sense of ownership and shared responsibility. Gap 1S. Cut to animated portrayal of the United Kingdom's refugee program. By examining these different models, we can see that each country has its own unique approach to refugee sponsorship, shaped by its history, values, and resources. While there is no one-size-fits-all solution, there are valuable lessons to be learned from each experience. Gap 1S. Cut to a montage of animated portrayals of refugees from different countries. As Canada pauses to improve its own program, looking at these global examples can provide insights and inspiration. The goal remains to create a system that is both efficient and compassionate, ensuring that refugees are not just resettled, but truly welcomed and integrated into their new communities. Gap 1S. Cut to a closing shot of the world map. In the end, refugee sponsorship is not just about policy, it's about people. It's about offering hope, building communities, and creating a better future for all. Gap 2S. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more updates on this important topic. Until next time, keep being awesome. Finally, let's look to the future. What are the potential long-term impacts of this pause? How might it shape Canada's immigration policies moving forward? And what can we, as individuals, do to support refugees during this time? This chapter will offer some insights and actionable steps. The pause in Canada's refugee sponsorship program is more than a temporary halt. It's an opportunity for reflection and improvement. In the long term, this could lead to more robust and streamlined processes, ensuring that refugees receive the support they need more efficiently. As policymakers review and refine the program, we may see changes that prioritize both the speed and quality of refugee resettlement. This could include better coordination between government agencies and community organizations, enhanced support services, and stronger measures to ensure social integration. But what about us, the individuals who care deeply about this issue? There are several ways we can continue to support refugees during this pause. Volunteering with local organizations, donating to refugee support programs, and raising awareness about the challenges refugees face are all impactful actions. Advocacy is another powerful tool. By staying informed and engaged, we can influence public sentiment and policy decisions. Writing to elected officials, participating in community forums, and using social media to share accurate information can all make a difference. Looking ahead, The goal remains clear: to create a refugee sponsorship program that is both compassionate and effective. With collective effort and determination, we can help shape a future where refugees are not just resettled, but truly welcomed and integrated into their new communities. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Together, we can make a positive impact on the lives of refugees and build a more inclusive world. Until next time, keep being awesome!